Okay, we're going to do a website review for T3 Chiropractic. I'm actually going to look at more the messaging and the placement of that messaging and not the design. The design we can talk about another time. And we're actually going to focus on the homepage of your website. And the reason why we're going to focus on the homepage of your website is because your website visitors should understand everything you do and be able to take action from here. So your homepage is really going to be the place where most of your connections are going to happen. And we want to make sure that it's super clear what you provide, what problem you solve, and everything you need from the homepage. So we're going to talk about that. The sub pages, your About Us and Meet the Staff, New Patients, those will actually fall in line once we discuss the homepage. And you'll see what I mean as we move forward. This is like a live recording, so there is no structure. I did not plan anything about this website. I've looked at it a few times, but I'm actually walking through this basically for the very first time with you. So I don't have any specific things other than your brand script in mind. So the first thing I want to say is I absolutely love the picture that you have in the center of you and your family. The smiling faces, the kids, they're happy, you're happy, your husband's happy. He's happy because you're healthy too, right? So the whole family is smiling and happy. We want to make sure across the entire website that you have pictures just like that. So great job. You did so good on that picture. And I do believe you have those sprinkled throughout the website. But let's look at it from also what are some patients or some other employees that we can include across the website that are smiling. I mean, even if you're able to get pictures from those who provide testimonies from you of them and their family and their kids and the happiness that they have, you can do that. If you run short of pictures, there are a lot of stock photography that we can use on your new website. But I wanted to point out that that's the first thing I really saw was that picture, and I love that picture. Now, the downside to that being the first thing I saw is I bypassed every bit of content that I see on there. So from a design perspective, we may want to move the image around or do something different where the content, what you are trying to say, stands out more than the picture. We want the picture to be a nice supplement that grabs the attention after I've already read what you provide, okay? So now I want to start from the very top left, move over to the right and go down. Just like you'd read anywhere, left to right, top to bottom, we're gonna start there. So your request an appointment button, first of all, love the fact that you have a clear call to action. It is clear, request an appointment. And as much as I love that, I think it is in the wrong spot. We need to actually have it over on the right-hand side of the website, and it needs to be big. We need to have a big button. We want it to be obvious. Schedule an appointment. Schedule an appointment is the thing that you want these women to do. You want moms who are uncomfortable, women who are worried about their kids' health. We want them to schedule an appointment. So let's make that call to action big and obvious on the right-hand side. What you want to replace in the left-hand side is actually just move your logo up there. So right now where your request appointment button is, take your logo and move it up there. So then what we'll have is we'll have the logo on the left, and then we'll have the scheduled appointment on the right. And so now people know who you are and how to contact you. Very first thing. This email us button at the very top, you don't need that. And here's why. I don't know why I would email you right now because I don't really know much about you, so I'm probably not going to do it. Now you can have a contact us form or an email us at the bottom or somewhere else on the site, just not predominant on the homepage at the very top. This very top section is the most important section of your website, so we don't want to clutter it with too many calls to action. We want your logo on the top left, your button on the top right, big obvious button that says schedule an appointment. Now, I know the nature of your organization. I get it. So you need to have a phone number at the top. You might have current patients and clients that need to be able to contact you, and you want to provide the phone number. That's fantastic. Here are a couple things I would recommend. Remove the words call now. Having the phone number on there says already inherently to call, right? So you don't need the words call now. And I would actually move this more to the top right, maybe right above that button I was telling you about, right? The big call to action. And then make the phone number smaller. Make it as small as those social media icons, like really little. Large enough where people can see it, small enough where it doesn't confuse the website visitor. We want people to be able to call you, but the important thing is we want people to schedule an appointment with you, right? So let's remove a lot of that so that way the call to action is obvious. The social media is great, especially if you have a good social media following and there's a lot of interaction and you have a lot of great testimonies and reviews. We want to make sure we have that. But having the icons here at the top doesn't really draw me to want to click them because, again, I'm not looking to be social with you. I'm looking for you to solve a problem first. So I do understand how these can build credibility. Let's just move them to the bottom of the website. We want to make sure we're clear in what we're asking, and that does add an additional quote call to action of something I should do. And if I'm already kind of overwhelmed and I don't know what to do, I don't want to have a lot of buttons at the very top. I don't want to do that. So in review, we just basically want your logo in the top left corner of the website. So just your logo right here. And in the top right corner, we can have your phone number, small right here. And then underneath that, we can have your call to action. Obvious, big, different color, that kind of thing. Schedule an appointment. Now that we've done that, I wanted to mention something about these links that are right above the image. So the About Us and Meet the Staff, and New Patients, and Techniques. I'm already overwhelmed saying that. And here's why. If I have to spend a lot of time looking at those and thinking about what that means there's less time me trying to understand or me actually understanding how you can solve my problem. So here's what I would recommend. I don't recommend deleting any of them. I recommend removing them, putting them somewhere else. Now, there are some really great design ways that can be done where these pages are more hidden. They're not really public, but anyone who wants to access them, it's easy to access. That's more of a design thing. So I'll move past that. Once we get to that point of redesigning your website, we'll talk about options on where to put them. We're not removing them in terms of deleting them. What we're doing is we're clearing the path for the website visitor, for that mom, to be able to read how you solve their problem and how to contact you, okay? So now, this welcome to T3 Chiropractic and this descriptive text and this call to action, we will need to change completely. So what we want to make sure we do is we want to make sure that they know we understand them. So this is a great spot for a philosophical statement. You don't need to worry about your children's health, or stop feeling guilty and start living free. Whatever your philosophical statements are, that's where you would want to place that. You don't need a lot of content about you and about what you're passionate about yet. We will get to that, but not yet. So I would say all of this here can be removed. You can remove all of this and make that big statement that where it says, welcome to T3 Chiropractic. Make sure that's a philosophical statement. And then in place of this text here, say something like, we provide a clear and customized plan for your family's health. Done. Like one sentence. Super easy, right? So philosophical statement, what you provide, and then your call to action right below it. Schedule an appointment. It can be just as obvious as that. Big, noticeable, schedule an appointment. Get to know us is kind of vague. I don't know what I want to know yet because I'm looking at your site. I want to know that you can solve my problem. And then when I know that, what do you want me to do? How do I contact you? How do I best start this process? Schedule an appointment. Now, next to that schedule appointment button, let's go ahead and provide that transitional call to action that we talked about, right? So you might have two buttons, schedule an appointment, and the one next to it can be download your Clear Wellness checklist, right? That checklist that you created where I can take home and I can, look at certain things and make sure my family's healthy, right? So go ahead and provide that there. And just say, download your Clear Wellness checklist. You don't have to have any other details around it. And then what will happen is when they click it, it'll give them an opportunity to provide you their email address, name, and phone number in exchange for that download. Now you have their information, and you can start providing additional resources via email marketing or direct contact. If you have someone on your staff making phone calls to those who downloaded your PDF. Okay, so in review, to kind of review just above the picture, this is all we're talking about is this picture and up for at this moment. We'll move down here in a second. Is on the top left, your logo. Remove the email us button. Make that phone number smaller. Remove the words call now. Move social media down to the bottom of the website and create an obvious call to action at the top that says schedule an appointment. Then we're going to move all of these links away into a hidden menu, and we could talk about that from a design perspective later. We want to change this statement to a philosophical statement. We want to change this description to what you provide and be specific. And we want to change this call to action to schedule an appointment. That picture, beautiful family. Keep pictures like that across the entire website. So right now what we've done is we've situated the top portion of your website, and if someone visits your website, if a mom visits your website, they should be able to know who you are, know what you do and how it solves the problem, and be able to contact you. So if they don't do anything else on your website, that should be the most important spot of lead generating and making sure people understand how you can help their life. And that's what we want to do. So once we've done that, then we kind of scroll down, we add a little bit more. Now we're going to add more from your brand script, but one thing I will tell you is this is very content heavy. We do not need that much content on the website. And here's the thing that we all do, and I do this too, and it's a discipline that we have to work on. We feel like that we need to add more words, that more words give us more credibility. And that is just simply not true. We want to make sure that the right words are said. That way they know we are helping them with their problem, okay? So right now, I'm a little bit overwhelmed. And the reason why is because if I have a problem, I'm not sure I'm going to want to read through all of that because I don't know if you're telling me you solved my problem right there. So what I would say in this section right here with all these circles that say meet Dr. Cassidy, pediatric care, pregnancy care, new patients, let's add a value stack there. And we can talk more about value stacks later, but really these are your success factors. These are the things that you provide that add value. You provide a clear wellness plan. You provide scans to help them understand their current situation, and then you can help them create a plan for that. So I like the fact that you have the circles there, but let's do a value stack. What value will be added to their life in this section? And you will take your brand script. You have your brand script narrative that I provided for you. You have your one-liner. You have your success factors. You take those and work with your website developer, and I can help you with that, and we'll create a value stack that we have right there. And it's super easy. It doesn't have to be a lot of content or anything. Then below that, you want to add testimonies. You have a lot of great testimonies. What are other women saying about you and the services you provide? So all of this right here, move this somewhere else. As a matter of fact, actually, let me make that X a little bit smaller because there's one thing I like. I do like this picture. It's great. Beautiful picture of you holding a baby. Okay. And I do love this mom-approved Dallas child. I love that icon. We want to make sure that it's still on the website. That is an authority building piece. That's a competency that I know that you not only just I know what you're doing, but it says mom approved. And from what I understand, with moms. If you hear something that says mom approved, that means other moms have gone through and approved that, okay? I will tell you, let's see if there is something, I don't know if you're able to find something that is newer on your date. This says 2016, so I don't know if you can find one that's 2018 or one that does not have a date at all. We don't want it to seem like you were then, but you're not now, right? So, but those two, I love that picture and I love that icon. But let's remove all that text and add the testimonials. As a matter of fact, as we scroll down, you have the testimonials. So just remove that text. You have your testimonials. Now, I would, on those testimonials, slow down the speed of the scroll, right? It's moving pretty quick. And I wouldn't actually have it scrolling. Maybe choose 2 or 3 and have them still. It's okay that they're still. Here's the thing about scrolling images or scrolling text. Not many people are going to sit there and watch it scroll. So have a couple of them, or 2 or 3 or even 4, and you can put them in boxes next to each other, right? If you have an image of the person, of the mom and her kids, you can add that on there from a design perspective. We can work with you on that. But let's have them still and not scrolling. And then at the bottom, your location and office hours. Great, you need to have that because your business is a physical location they need to come to. It's not an online business, so we want to make sure that they have that. This is perfect. I would definitely keep that. You have your social media at the bottom. So I would actually just make sure you add, I noticed at the very top, you have YouTube up at the top, but you do not have it down here. So go ahead and find it. We can add that to the bottom whenever we get to the website development part of your project. So that's basically it for the homepage. Now, there are a few other things that you can add, but what we want to make sure that we do is we want to make sure it is super clear and easy for your website visitor, the mom, the woman who has her kids and her kids need help. We want to make sure that they know what you do and why you're doing it for them. What problem are you solving for them? So I hope this was helpful. We can dig a little further into the subpages. And if you want more, a more concise wireframe of your website, I can help you with that. This was more of an overview, so we can go over your homepage, but we can work through what it takes to wireframe your website and build a new one. Okay, and I can help you with all that. So contact me when you're ready to do that. Thank you so much.